Hi and welcome to tonight's show of Q Weekly here on Ben TV Channel 31. My name's Jayson Grool. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We've got a great interview with the Leigh May Project coming up in just a moment. We're also looking at QCuisine, an interview with Gay and Lesbian Solidarity, and at the end of the show, of course, we've got our very own QCalendar. So stay with us, it's going to be a fantastic show. Right now on the couch, we've got the director and two of the cast members from the Leigh May Project. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks, Jayson.
Now, you're Chris.
I am.
Olivia and Brett.
That's right.
Now, Chris, you're the director, is that right?
I am indeed.
Or you try to be.
We wish.
Now, you've done things in the past with Midsummer, is that right?
2 years ago, I directed Love, Valor, Compassion, which was on at Gasworks. Yeah, so that's the only thing I've done with Midsummer.
Okay.
It was hugely successful. It was great. Brett was in that one, actually.
Yeah. Oh, we've worked together before. I probably won't make the mistake again, but...
Bit of a popular actor with you or something.
Yeah, he's got my Robert De Niro and I'm Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, I think we're coming up on 8 times now.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, what decided to bring the Leigh May Project to Melbourne? Why did you bring it to us?
Well, for a start, it's just a brilliant piece of theatre. It looks at homophobia in our society. Even though it's set in America, it could be set absolutely anywhere. And I think it's a play that needs to be seen by as many people as possible.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did you want to tell us a little bit more about sort of the goings-on?
Yeah, well, it's based around the events around Matthew Shepard's murder in 1998 in Laramie, Wyoming, which I think everybody knows and remembers the story. If they don't, then this will jog their memory. The premise of the play is a group of actors from New York, Tectonic Theatre Company, decided to go to Laramie, Wyoming, and interview the people of the town during in the aftermath of the murder, looking at how the tragedy affected them and how it could have occurred in the first place. Because Matthew's story became an international story, basically, about hate crimes and intolerance. Right. Yeah. Wow. So it's a very powerful piece.
Now you've taken that on board as Act-O-Matic 3000, is that right?
Yep. And which is. Brett, I'm the guest director. Yes. It's Brett's company and Olivia's company and a few others. Yeah, so they've invited me in to do it.
Fantastic. So guys, how did that come about with Act-O-Matic 3000? What decided you to prompt the name for a start?
Yeah, well, it actually started off being called Gaping More, but a lot of people both spelt it wrong and just were completely offended by the name of the company. It also tended to misrepresent some of the stuff we did. So it started as that. We ran a show that toured Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne. Basically, once we got to Melbourne, we based ourselves in Melbourne because a lot of the ensemble cast are from Perth.
Good choice.
Good choice. So, and since then, we've probably done about 2 or 3 plays a year. We did Bash last year for the Fringe Festival. Sorry, Last Word was last year for the Fringe Festival. Bash was the year before. Yeah. We've done Welcome to the Moon at Chapel of Chapel before, Bedtime for Bastards out at the Terminus in Richmond.
All right.
Yeah. And a few others.
So lots and lots then. You've been out and about.
Yeah. Been busy.
Olivia, what made you decide to get involved with this particular piece?
Well, because I was directing it?
Yes. Yeah. Chris got me in a headlock. I couldn't get out of it. No, Chris actually came to see a show that we did, Bedtime for Bastards, and he'd sort of approached us and told us about Laramie, and I was familiar with the story anyway and had read the script, and the script is amazing. It's just such a powerful piece of work, and I mean, why would you not want to present something like that? Yeah, and as we were saying before, like, it's an opportunity too for the people involved in this show. There's 8 of us, and we all play multiple characters, about 8 or 9 different characters as well. So it's a bit challenging for us as performers, but you know, it's also an opportunity to tell this story and get it out there for people who probably wouldn't be familiar with it.
Wow, that's great. Brett, how do you like playing 8 or 9 characters? Do you find it hard? Do you sort of skits out sometimes?
Yeah, it is a challenge because sometimes your character will go straight from being one character directly in another with nothing in between to sort of buffer it, and that can be sort of, you have to change your voice, your physicality, the accent, the whole bit. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and but I sort of play extremes, anywhere from a 60-year-old limousine driver to a 18-year-old bartender. So
great. And that's sort of what the whole show's about. It's about the lead up and the after effects. Is that right? So that's why there's so many characters.
It looks at the immediate aftermath of the murder, going into the reaction to it, to the outcome, basically. Yeah. And it looks at the political side of it, the religious side of it, the social side of it, there's everything in there, isn't there? And it doesn't it doesn't take a particular slant. It offers the broad spectrum of reaction and opinion. So the audience gets to walk away and go, okay, this is what I think and this is how I feel, you know.
Sure. It would have been hard for you guys during rehearsals to sort of, it may have touched on some, you know, past experiences yourselves or something like that, or some of the other cast members?
Yeah, it does. It touches on so many emotions. There are a lot of tears in this play from the characters, but because it's so well written and because every single line in the play was actually said, the tears are real, aren't they, guys? It's incredibly emotional.
So it's definitely going to be worth going and watching. And in saying that, we have 2 double passes to give away, is that right?
We do.
For Sunday the 6th of March.
Yep.
So if you'd like to have any of those free tickets, email us at feedback@benttv.org.au. The first 2 emails we receive will get those free double passes. That'd be great. Now, if they'd like tickets, they can contact
Chapel Off Chapel.
Chapel Off Chapel, and that's on 8290 700, so that's 8290 700, or of course email you guys at Act-O-Matic3000.com, is that right?
Yep,
That's right.
That's right. So you're looking forward to it opening?
Yes.
Yeah, we are. I'm looking forward to people's reactions to it. I think it's an incredible theatrical experience, the play itself. It's just so totally different from anything else that we've ever done before. And so hopefully someone will walk away from it affected by it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Has the production ever won any awards or anything like that you're aware of?
I don't know. I think it won a special theatrical event award in New York when it was first released. That you can't put it in a particular, you can't put it in a box.
Yeah.
So, and they gave it
very
a special theatrical event.
But it's apparently currently the most performed play in the US.
Wow.
At this time.
That's
It's been
amazing.
done a lot in high schools and universities,
That's fantastic.
which to me is phenomenal because it means the younger generation are learning.
That's great.
You know,
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. I really hope it goes well. I know a lot of the cast and crew here are going to go along and have a watch.
Excellent.
Great.
Stay with us here on Ben TV. We're about to have a look at QCuisine right now.
Yummy.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to QCuisine for tonight. We're here with Paul, and what are we making tonight, Paul?
We're doing coq au vin, which is chicken braised in red wine and vegetables.
Sounds tasty.
It is lovely. You haven't heard of it before?
I haven't actually, no.
Look, it's a French dish. Okay, so it's quite involved, but we'll see how we go. Okay, chicken in red wine. Okay, so to begin with, we need some vegetables. Okay, so we're going to have some carrots. So I'm cooking this for 12 people. Okay, so I'm not big on recipes, sort of more by sight.
If I ever tried to do this, I know I'd cut a finger. I'd lose at least one finger.
So that's part of the excitement.
Well, that's true.
That's
Plus, I suppose if, you know, adds a bit of flavour, a couple of contributes.
A bit of flesh.
Yeah?
You can leave the vegetables really chunky, or you can dice them up like this. So it depends on what you prefer. But it's a braised dish, so it's just a matter of really putting everything into a baking tray and baking in the oven for about 2 hours.
Is there any tips you can give, while you're cutting up onions? Any tips you can give on how to not get the watery eyes?
Goggles. Here we go. Got some goggles.
Well, did you want the goggles?
I think I need goggles for too. Very upset now. Oh. Camera. Look, tears.
See, people wonder why I don't cook.
Oh.
It's heartbreaking work.
Oh.
That would be the red wine.
That was the red wine reducing. But we're not up to that yet. So we've got vegetables. Some extra veg olive oil. Some celery in there. So carrot, onion, celery. All the rabbit food, huh? Thyme, lots of fresh thyme. Okay, There's our vegetable base, carrot, onion and celery. Chicken here. Now this chicken, it looks a bit ghastly, but it's been marinated in red wine overnight. Okay, so you can use the joints of chicken, or you can use a chicken breast. Okay, and what we're going to do is just flour the chicken breasts and then pan fry them till they're golden brown. Now what we have to do is the red wine from the chicken that's been marinated overnight, we drain that off and we just reduce it down. Okay, so we've got our vegetables, we've got our chicken marinated in red wine, we've got our red wine poured off into a pot and reduced down, and we also have a couple of litres of veal stock. You see what's in there? Okay, so it's veal stock, and we also have some bacon.
So the bacon you don't actually dice up then?
No, they're really nice chunks like so. You can also use Kaiser flies, which is a whole piece that you can cut into little cubes. Okay, but we don't really have that at the moment. And some mushrooms. About 5 mushrooms per person. See this? Okay, so what we've done here, as you saw before, we placed the vegetables in. We placed the mushrooms, bacon and sealed chicken, filled up with our red wine and our veal stock, and now it's ready to go into the oven for about 2 hours. Okay, but what we do here is we fry them with some grapefruit pepper. And oil. And into our oven for approximately 2 hours. On 180 somebody? On 180 degrees, yeah. Break that. Cheers.
Oh, that smells amazing.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So it's still a bit stewy.
Still a bit chewy. You can reduce the sauce so it's a bit stickier, but that's the sort of look you're going for.
Okay.
A complete meal. I'd love to just serve it with some mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, mashed potatoes or maybe whole potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Beautiful.
Coq au vin.
Cock of what?
It's a beautiful sauce. You can see it's quite. It doesn't need much reducing actually. It's come up really well.
Yeah.
But you can use like the joints of chicken, so the thigh and the leg.
Okay.
Because the breast can dry out, but it's come up really well.
Alright. If you like the look of that and you would like the recipe, as always, feel free to email Paul on Noury@bigpond.net.au. That's Lenoury. Have a good night, viewers. Catch you later.
Thanks so much for that, Leigh. That looked really yummy. Now stay with us here on Q Weekly. We're back after this break. Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us again here on Q Weekly. Coming up very shortly, we've got the very beautiful Elizabeth Blast and QCalendar. But now let's have a look at the interview with Lesbian and Gay Solidarity.
Thanks very much, Jayson. Now I'm here with Ken and Mannie from the Lesbian and Gay Solidarity group. Welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Now, how are you?
We're well.
Now you guys are heavily involved in the lesbian gay community and going back a lot of years. Now I know that I'm allowed to ask you this question. How old are you both?
I'm 82. And I'm 78.
And still kicking. You guys have been involved in the community for so long. Have you? I mean, and yourself, you were Ken. You were involved in the very first Mardi Gras.
Well, I wasn't involved in the very first Mardi Gras. I was involved in the Gay Solidarity group that actually were the ones who got together the first Mardi Gras when there were 53 arrests. That was after that I joined GSG, as it was called then, and I was arrested in a later demonstration, the Lesbian and Gay Conference of 1978.
Oh, okay. Now you guys, now the main thing that we want to discuss today is what you guys are actually up to at the moment. What's the focus of the Lesbian Gay Solidarity group at the moment? Like, what's one of the main issues that you're focusing on?
Well, we're involved at the moment with gay and lesbian transgender ageing issues because there are a whole lot of discriminatory practices that actually go on with this, and we've been involved with research projects on gerontology for regarding gays and lesbians, and we just feel it's an important issue. We're all getting older, some of us much older than others, of course, but we've actually given a paper at a recent conference which was down here in Melbourne called Health Indifference No. 5, and we presented a paper which was called Stuff Ageism, It's Time to Be Active. So we've got that on our web pages, and we are involved with our local council as well, trying to make them understand that there are issues involved with gay and lesbians, members of their community, as well as ageing issues.
Okay. So what ageing issues do gay and lesbian older people actually face that, face when they become older?
Probably the one that is where a person's hospitalised, and like as a couple, we're concerned that if I was to die and he was incapacitated in some way, he would probably go into a nursing home, and nursing homes can be extremely difficult for lesbians and gays, because so often they're more or less forced back into the closet because of the discrimination that occurs.
Oh, okay, because a lot of them are private.
Yeah, they're religious-based private institutions, and therefore they're not subject to laws which are for the general community, but give exemptions for religious institutions.
Now, I also wanted to mention spades, which you guys are very proudly brandishing today, which is an absolute great thing. It's in Sydney Park. So would you like to give us what spades is actually about?
Well, it's your project to start with.
All right. Well, what happened was we were both of us carers for people living with AIDS, and this was before all the treatments became available, and people got very ill and died fairly young. And we had been involved as carers both in Newcastle and in Sydney, and felt that there needed to be some other recognition. There is the Quilt Project, of course, which, by the way, also has a website now, and all the quilts are displayed on it, so it's a fantastic website. But we decided that we would like to plant trees as a living memorial of people who had died. And what we do is we keep a register of the names as people plant trees for those they're commemorating. We write the names in a book, or people write the name there and any message they want and who it's from. And we started this in 1994, in the early days of while we were being carers, and it's now 10 years old.
And still going strong.
And still going strong, yes.
That's absolutely wonderful. And just so everyone knows, that's usually about the last Sunday in July.
Yes.
Each year there's a planting that goes on. Now,
But that's in Sydney.
In Sydney, yes, Sydney Park, and that's in St Peters, just at the bottom of Newtown.
That's right.
Now, thank you both very much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Now, if you'd like to actually get onto the website, you can visit www.zipworld.com.au/tilde, which is that little squiggly thing at the top left-hand corner of your keyboard, Josken, Josken, and you can also email it josken@zipworld.com.au. Ken, Mannie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very
and
much.
I hope to see you again very soon.
Yeah.
We would like that.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Back to you, Jayson.
Thanks so much for that, Stevie. It looked like a great interview. Now we have our very own QCalendar with the beautiful Elizabeth Blast. How are you, Lizzie?
I'm fine, thanks, Jason. How are you?
I'm very well.
What a lovely, glorious time of year we're having.
It absolutely is. Nice
Rainy day's
suntan.
gone, sun's coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for QCalendar. This is what's on in Melbourne this week, or thereabouts. Now, in lovely South Yarra, down here, we have, as part of the Cultural Diversity Week in Melbourne, the Australian GLBTI Multicultural Conference is holding an Update 2005 Recommendations launch. Now that's at on Saturday the 19th of March at the Outlook Courtyard, which is at the rear of the Outlook Cafe, I believe, 155 Commercial Road in South Yarra. 3 to 6 p.m. Now that's $10 and that includes a recommendation pamphlet if you're wanting that sort of information, a glass of champagne and some finger food. And by the way, thanks to Rod for my pointer, who comes from there. Vic Presents, look, I'm only going to say this once more. You've only got this week to do it. Vic Presents are still after people to join their Mardi Gras group. Look, they won Best Out of Town Group last year, and they're after anyone, boys and girls, old and young, fat and skinny, you name it, you have to be involved. And like I say, everybody has to be involved in Mardi Gras at least once. Best to be in it rather than watching it, wouldn't you? Have you been in it before?
No.
I'll give you the number. It's 9525-0192. I believe you me, it's the best. Caroline Springs, the Paris end of nowhere, has got a new social group for gays and lesbians, and their dinners and barbecues and other special events. Now, if you're living out here in Caroline Springs, you can call Jake on 83 900 516 or Jake DiCaprio, as in Leonardo, at optusnet.com.au. Get into it, get amongst it. St Kilda, lovely St Kilda, the ANZ Rainbow Tea Dance. I want to go to this, actually. The Victorian Seniors Festival event for gay and lesbian seniors and their friends and family. They're going to party like it's 1899. Presented by the Orso Foundation, the Matrix Guild and Vintage Men at St Kilda Town Hall, Saturday, March 19, 1 to 4 p.m. And that's $13. You can book on 9827 4999. I think that'd be a hoot for some old-time, old-fashioned entertainment, they say. In Prahran, lovely Prahran, as Sydney people say. Walk on the Wild Side, starring Melissa Langton, cabaret virtuoso, who won Sydney Cabaret Convention 2001 and the Green Room Award 2002. Best duo, apparently, with Mark Jones. Now, she's doing a bit of a song and dance, and apparently it's incredibly funny, cross between sort of Liza Minnelli and Bette Midler, so I hear. Chapel off Chapel, 12 Little Chapel Street in Prahran, March 9 to 13. Details, 8290 7000. Chapel off Chapel. Can we say it enough? Brunswick. The Brunswick Music Festival is on, come March 3 to 20, presented by the Moreland City Council, a host of local and visiting talent over 3 weeks. Now, it opened yesterday, which is Sunday, and they opened with a street party. Here it was a hoot. And details, you can go to www.brunswickmusicfestival.com.au. Now, that's about all I have for tonight. As I said, if you've got a magnet for any community group or club, or you want me to do a shout out, send a line to me at feedback@bentv.org.au, because you never know, they just might be watching. Jayson.
Thanks so much for that, Lizzie. I think I might steal your stick, actually.
You
Thank you. I'll hold this for the rest of the show. Now, just on a quick personal note, hello to Michelle and Xavier. Don't forget to watch us on Thursday night for Face to Face. Thanks so much for watching us here on Q Weekly. Have a fantastic week. And remember, you're never alone when you're watching Bent TV. Take care. you.